Let's talk about Fuser.
Fuser, that's Harmonix's new game.
Yeah.
It's out today.
Yeah, Jan talked about it a good bit a month ago, something like that. He played a preview build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's this morning I made a DJ that looked like the biggest asshole that I could come up with. It was like
DJ,
like shaved head, side hair, like terrible ski goggles. The word just looks like a real piece of shit. So perfect DJ. And well, whatever. So this is Drop Mix, but with a different game put in, I guess. I haven't really seen what the game is because I don't know that I care about it as a video game.
Oh, it sounds cool.
I care about it as like I want to get these songs and then make a bunch of weird mashups.
Well, that is the game, right? I mean, they gamify that, I'm sure.
Yes, they gamify that. Yes, there is some kind of campaign and you're unlocking stuff and all that sort of stuff. But I immediately went into like the freestyle mode. It was just like, no, I'm just gonna bring me over here and let me
just give me some Evanescence tracks to mess around with. There you go.
Let me beat match Dolly Parton and I don't know, David Guetta or whatever.
Yeah, sure. And so it does that. I mean, without you having to go out and buy all the physical Drop Mix stuff, which, got expensive fast.
Yeah, so Drop Mix was like a card game, right? Like an AR card game or something?
Yeah. And it just happened to be you and another player were competing on a mashup as part of that card game. And so you would have an iPad and the Drop Mix mat hooked up to it and all this other stuff. And it was like, I played it a couple times. I was like, this is neat, but I just want to mess with the stuff and make mashups. So Drop Mix is that. At least it is capable of doing that. And so you're able to just kind of like it's got, the keyboard control is like you basically have like 4 platters. Like each song gets broken up into 4 separate tracks. It's not quite full stems or whatever, but it's like here's vocals, here's drums, here's guitar, here's bass, or here's turntables and here's horn section, depending on what the song has.
Whatever they got.
And you can drop those 4 parts down at will. And it does a lot of work. This is, that doesn't sound, they're doing so much under the hood to make that sound better than it would be if it just like dropped the raw tracks down with no concept of key matching or any other stuff. So it will make all those tracks play in the same key. It will work the same tempo into it, and it's crazy how powerful it is. I want them to expose more of it in a way that lets me just kind of put them together in a more traditional audio editor almost, instead of just like having to do it on beat and do it live. It'd be nice to just be able to kind of like plot it out and be like, no, here's the nightmare I want to make specifically. And all that, but basically, like you take up all your songs, you build a crate of a certain number of songs, and that does max out. It can't be your full library of every single song you have, which is weird. But I guess like that's part of the game. Part of it is you're kind of toggling through rows of songs and then holding your mouse over it and then hitting the keyboard to drop them onto the platters to get them playing. And you get bonuses for doing that on beat seemingly, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's a nightmare factory. So you can go down like basically like if you've like put down a bunch of tracks that aren't the same tempo as what you started with, because like the first like drum beat you put down will probably determine the tempo of the whole thing. There are then other controls you can go into and say, hey, give me a riser that just takes me up to the tempo of the current tracks I have. And so it will intelligently do that in a way that actually still sounds sensible and smooth, and you can go change the key. You can go in and just say like, I want this to be in this key and this tempo, so you can manually kind of affect that stuff.
It seems like it has a good mix of like good songs to mix and songs they know people want to hear for the memes, like an all-star, like a Never Gonna Give You Up. Do you find that to be the case?
Yeah. They do have both of those tracks in there. Alanis Morissette's Ironic is in there, should you want to do that.
Funky Cold Medina.
Funky Cold Medina is in there. Yep. Yes. Bust a Move is in there. So a lot of these I think have songs that maybe appeared in other, well, I bet all of them were in Drop Mix.
Any Quad City DJs?
Not that I've seen yet, but yeah. No, they sold it as like a VIP edition that came with a bunch of additional songs, and then there's an in-game store that is selling songs for like 200 song points or whatever. And so this also seems like it will be a big old online store full of DLC. On Steam, those songs look like they cost $1.99 each.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing here. So this is a full-on. We're just right back to the Rock Band model, right? Of buying piecemeal songs for a couple bucks.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see people stream this game on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, like it is just the stems. So unless the content ID can detect a stem as a whole track, which sometimes they don't actually check for that. In
That's what I always tell the cops. It's just it's just stems, man. You can't arrest me if it's just stems.
Yeah, we'll see. It is an interesting time for that game to come out for sure, considering what Twitch has started doing around audio. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to see, like, they've put the nightmare tools into a lot of people's hands with this, and I think that's really exciting. Because you could, I don't know. I wish it was like, if it was just slightly more powerful. It's almost like, this could just be like your sound clown factory of fucking bad mashups and all that other stuff. But it's cool, and and people that want to do more with it, I'm sure they will eventually hack the fucking stems out of this thing and be able to use them for whatever other fucking ill shit they want to do. So yeah, it seems pretty awesome. I want to spend way more time with it. I just I played a little bit of it this morning and was pretty blown away with just how easy they have made it for you to slap these tracks together, and how much work they're doing under the hood to not make that sound like absolute dog shit. That's like cool. In terms of just like, okay, we're going to keep all this stuff in the same key and same tempo and all that other stuff. And yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Seems like it's getting some good buzz. Like, it would be nice for Harmonix to have a hit again.
Yeah.
It's been a while for them. That was something, having the Xbox, having the new Xbox, and scrolling through my library and seeing like Dance Central Spotlight and Fantasia just with the little circle with a line through it in the corner of this. Like, right. Can't install these Kinect games, son.
Nope.
Like,
Remember
when they bet big on Kinect right around the same time that Microsoft took Kinect out of the box?
Got to keep that Xbox One hooked up now.
No.
Yeah. My Kinect doesn't even work anymore. Does anybody else's Kinect die?
I don't think mine ever did work.
I've never owned a Kinect.
I tried.
Kinect's been dead for years. I don't know.
The Kinect 2 or whatever they called it, the one that came with the Xbox One, like, it just stopped working at some point.
I don't know. I unplugged. Like I was trying to play. I think Dance Central Spotlight may have been the last Kinect game I tried to spend any real time with before realizing that because I had it set up in a room that had a skylight, sunlight was ruining the game's ability to track my body. And I think at that point I was just like, all right, I'm cool. I'm good.
Yeah. God, it's so crazy to think, looking back, that they packed that thing in with every single Xbox One.
How many years did Microsoft chase after that stuff? And it wasn't like their sole focus, but it was enough of a focus that was just like, think about the things they could have done had they not wasted all of that time and money and resource on fucking a follow-up to just let alone the first one. Like, see how you get there, but like to then say like, no, we're doubling down on Kinect. This is going to be in the box. This is serious business. This is the future. Like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, what?
No.
Crazy.
Yes.